2-kilometer wide plain, the Greek army didn't stop for rest and entered the Persian gates straight away. The path began to narrow. Macedonian soldiers noticed people on the hills. Presuming these men were just refugees, they continued the march. The road turned to the southeast, and since it was still morning, the sun obstructed the view forward. When the last units entered the pass, the Macedonian vanguard reached the point where the path took a sharp turn and soon encountered a solid wall made of earth and rocks. Alexander probably realized how big a mistake he had just made, but it was too late to retreat unharmed. Thousands of Persian soldiers began to charge down the hills, raining projectiles on baffled Macedonian troops. Ariobarzanes, satrap of Persia, remained loyal to Darius and prepared a sudden attack, hoping to disrupt Alexander's plans and gain some time to prepare the resistance of the Persian heartland. Ambushed Macedonians hastily organized the defense, but many men had fallen, and it quickly became clear that either they try to hack their way back to the plain or remain in the valley and die. Alexander ordered a general retreat to save his entire army and cut losses, a better choice, as many of the Greeks were still fighting in a separate group in the valley. They were soon vanquished by the predominant Persian forces, while the main body of the Macedonian army broke through to the plain. It was the first time Alexander was outsmarted by a Persian general. Ariobarzanes had chosen the best possible place to facilitate an ambush and executed it flawlessly. Macedonians set a camp in the valley and took care of the wounded. Alexander's situation was difficult. They were stuck high in the mountains in the middle of winter on hostile soil, with numerous enemies ahead. The Persian Gate was the only known pass around suitable to cross with an army. Days passed while the Macedonian command discussed how to overcome the Persian blockade. It is said that a local shepherd guided Alexander through the mountains to the rear of the Persian positions, but this is strangely similar to the story of Ephialtes, who helped the Persians reach the Greek rearguard at the Battle of Thermopylae 150 years earlier. Either way, the Macedonians found a way to beat the Persian defense, and with supplies dwindling day by day, they immediately organized a new attack. Night had come. Alexander took the bulk of his troops and, unseen, led them through the passes to the northeast, while the rest of the army, under Craterus, lit up many campfires, hoping to focus the Persian attention onto the camp. Shortly before the dawn, Craterus marched remaining troops to the valley, attempting to feign an attack. Ariobarzanes prepared to storm their positions again, but just when he ordered the attack, the sound of Macedonian horns echoed in the valley at the Persian rear, and Alexander's detachment suddenly appeared from behind and raided the unexpecting camp defenders, while another unit, under Philotas, attacked the Persians on the hill. Brutal melee combat began, yet the Persians had to fight in unfavorable positions, and they were no match for the fierce and battle-hardened Macedonians, who quickly proved to be far better soldiers and overwhelmed Ariobarzanes' troops. The satrap of Persia tried to break through and retreat, but his unit was surrounded and slaughtered as he refused to surrender and fought to the last man. Despite the initial setback and loss of many good soldiers, Alexander finally managed to overcome the Persian blockade, and soon it became clear that Ariobarzanes' resistance was the last act of organized Persian defense. The ultimate goal, the city of Persepolis, ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire, was visible on the horizon.